have a quick drink of water. It's a beautiful Sunday, best day of the week. Just wanted to come on here and kind of give my story a little bit. I've been posting some videos about confidence, about phone addiction, and I've got some bigger plans to post more stuff about more topics, but I really wanted to get my story out there and let whoever wants to know why I'm doing this. You know, like why I'm passionate about becoming your most confident self. But before I get into it, let's just praise the Lord for this beautiful beach. I'm currently living on the Gold Coast, Australia, down in Nobby's Beach, if you know. If you do know and you live around there, come say hello, reach out, let's connect. But yeah, I really wanted to go deep on where I came from, where I grew up, what I've been through, and what I've done to get to where I am now. Because I believe if you're a few steps ahead of someone else, or you've been somewhere before, that it's your job to show others how to get through those times, how to get through those problems and issues and situations, whatever it may be. But yeah, I guess it all comes back to, I'll just start from where I grew up, and I'm not sure how this video will come together, but we'll just talk. It might be a 20-minute video, it might be a 40-minute video, we'll see how it goes. It's just as raw as it gets. So, I grew up on the Gold Coast, and I was originally really skinny. I was very insecure about the way I looked during my school years, during primary school into high school, and those years of puberty. That's when my height shot up. I'm 6'2", and that's when my height shot up, and you know, that's when you become a really lanky build. And to me, like, kids would laugh at how skinny my legs were. Kids would laugh at, you know, I was white, I was a redhead. You know, you get picked on as a redhead. So I had a lot of reasons to feel like a victim, feel anxiety, and I did grow a lot of anxiety over those years and insecurities about my body growing up. So I got in the gym early, and from the years of like 14 to, ever since I was 14, I've been going to the gym, and I started putting on some muscle, which is really, really good for me. When I was about 17, I started really getting into the party and the drugs and smoking weed and drinking alcohol, and really fell into the trap of just living for the weekend. You know, like me and the boys, we would go out and we'd just get blackout drunk, or we'd either smoke a ton of weed, way too much for the age I was at, and it was just doing me no good. I became a real shell of myself over those years. I remember having a breakdown at work when I was young. It was my first day on the job, and I work on a big construction site. We build high-rises, and it was a pre-start before work. And so all the boys from the company sit in this one room, and there was about 80 guys from our company, and they're all, you know, mid-20s to as late as 60 years old. And I'm this 16, 17-year-old boy who smokes weed every day, who parties every weekend, who can't hold a real conversation with a man, who has a dark shadow behind him saying bad things into his ear. And I remember walking into this room of all these guys, and it was like, oh yeah, just go sit next to someone, right? Like, that's what I got told to do. Just go sit down and wait for pre-start to happen, and then we'll find you a tradesman to work with. And just that, walking into the room and all these guys laughing and having fun, and like I didn't know anyone, and for me to go in there and have to just go sit next to someone and say, hey, like, how you going? It was the scariest thing. It doesn't sound like a scary thing, or maybe you understand me, but for me to walk in and go talk to these guys, man, it was tough. It was tough for me at the time, and I just remember being so insecure and feeling such like a shell of myself, you know, because when I'm out in the party and when I'm out drinking and smoking, you know, I feel like a part of the team. I feel like a part of everyone else. I feel connected to everyone. And when I'm not on the drink, when I'm sober and the voices start coming in my ear and I can't speak up, I just feel like a shell. I feel ashamed of myself. I feel guilty. I don't know what's wrong with me. And that is a vivid memory for me, is those ages of like just feeling so ashamed. Like, why don't I feel like a man? Or why don't I feel like I'm becoming a man? And yeah, that was not a bright time for me. I remember just spending my money and smoking too much weed all the time, and I got really sick of it. I got sick of doing the same thing every single weekend. And a lot of you can probably relate, at least here in Australia, and the people I was surrounding myself with, and a lot of the people that I knew, everyone smoked, everyone just drank, and it was so out of the norm to not drink. But I knew I needed something else. And so some years went by, and when I was 21, I actually moved over to New Zealand. A job opportunity came up with my work, and decided that I'll just get this. Might be a little leaf in the screen. Yeah, a job opportunity came up, and to go over to New Zealand to do what I was doing in Australia, but basically it was a job opportunity and not many people wanted to take it because they had families, they had mortgages to pay for it here. I didn't have any responsibility. I was just a 21-year-old boy that partied every weekend. I didn't have a house, I didn't have a girlfriend. Actually, I did have a girlfriend at the time. And I was like, you know what, like, this is a great opportunity for me to just escape, because I just found myself living the same weekend over and over again. And it was doing my head in. Like, I wasn't growing as a man. I just felt like I was stagnant, and it's the worst feeling. At least for me, it's the worst feeling, to not be moving, to not be growing, to feel like I could be more. And so I took that opportunity at the age of 21 and I moved over there. Didn't know anyone. I moved into an apartment, and I was living with an older guy, Phil, that I know, and one of my best mates now, Jake, who is living overseas now. But Jake was a bit older than me. He was about 26, and he was a good influence on me. You know, he was into his fitness. He didn't like drinking too much, and so it was all right to live with him. Like, just to let you know, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know these guys, so I was obviously having to meet them for the first time when I moved over. But for me, moving to New Zealand was a escape. It was a time for self-mastery. It was a time to lock into my diet, lock into my training in the gym, just get real fit, eat good, meditate, journal. I actually forgot to mention how big meditation was for me when I was going through the hard times at work. And I remember having a literal anxiety attack after work, and I came down to the beach like it is today, and I just laid on the beach and did a Wim Hof breathing technique. And if you don't know what a Wim Hof breathing technique, it's when you breathe in as much as you can and then breathe out fully, and then breathe in and breathe out. Like, one after the other, no breaks in between breaths. And you do it for about 30 breaths, as much as you can, as hard as you can. And then on the 30th breath, you blow all your air out. And you can hold your breath for up to 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes if you're tough. And you get these sensations, you get this clarity. It makes you calm, it makes you feel safe. And I use breath work to make me feel safe. I use breath work to bring me back down to earth, because when you have these anxiety attacks, I was in my head. I just wanted to literally kill myself sometimes. Like, I was having that dark thoughts, and breath work helped me get out of that. So one of my favorite tools to use even today is breath work. It just makes you feel whole. It makes you feel connected to the earth. It makes you feel present, and it's really good for the nervous system. So when I was in New Zealand, I just prioritized my body and my fitness and my nutrition. I prioritized learning. I started meditating all the time. I started talking to new people at the gym, at work. My position at work was as a supervisor, so I had to lead a team, which required me to, go out of my comfort zone and almost fake it till I make it. Like, I was in this position, I just had to do it, and that pushed me to grow as a man. It pushed me to start conversations. It pushed me to, become confident in myself that I can do things, and I started to feel really good about myself. I started to feel a very high sense of self-worth, and I was very proud of myself for how far I've come since only being in New Zealand for a year. Since before, I was getting sucked into the party. I'd maybe train for a few weeks, and then there'd be a big party on, and then I'd go do that, and it was just the same bullshit happening every single week, and it was driving me nuts. It got to a point in New Zealand where I was feeling so good. I started a social media marketing agency with my mate. That didn't work out. I started a drop shipping company. That didn't work out. I even started a clothing line, and we decided not to go along with it. But the ambition was up there. I was feeling great, and I just wanted to start business. I just wanted to make money. I just wanted to, do more and more and more. And that was incredible. That's what you want. You want that drive. And it got to the point where me and my good mate actually decided to move over to Bali the very next year in 2023. And we decided to go all in on just having a go for ourselves, and had the courage to try to start a business overseas. And it unfortunately didn't work out, but I'm so grateful and fortunate that I got to experience that I had the courage to even do something like that. The people I met over there, the experiences that we had, the way it opened my eyes to what's possible, to what people are doing in the world. Everyone has a business over there. Everyone is doing something amazing. Everyone is optimized and positive, and those are the kinds of people you want to hang out with. Like, the people in New Zealand was a start for me. The people I was surrounding myself, they saw me for who I was at the time, and I grew so much in New Zealand, I decided to move to Bali, and those people saw me for who I was at the time, and it's just great to see who you attract into your friend group. And I made some amazing friends doing some amazing things, and I couldn't have done it without just locking in on myself and focusing on self-mastery, and focusing on becoming confident, and focusing on building my self-worth and self-esteem and that self-trust in myself to be able to have the courage to go do something, set out, make a plan, and go do something. It was a really great time. And so after Bali, I came back, and I found myself, I needed to work somewhere, and I got a job with my original company that I worked at, and immediately moved into a supervisor role because I had experience there. And this was a different kettle of fish. Like, the team I was leading in New Zealand was mainly Filipinos and foreigners, and fair enough, like nothing, not saying it's harder to lead Australians, but like these guys are the same as me. We're not like we grew up the same. People from the Philippines have got different cultures, so it was a different way to lead people. But these guys grew up with me. They're all older. They got families. Like they don't want to listen to the young guy. So this is what I'd been dealing with the last year, was learning to lead guys on a job site that were older than me, that had families, that, you know, didn't want to listen to me because I was a younger guy above them in the hierarchy. But for me, I knew I just had to work my position, you know. I just had to play the man, right? Playing the man means playing my position, right? Like, I'm the guy that does this. I'm the guy that leads the team. This is my position and this is your position and this is what we're doing. I had to delegate the boys around the job. I had to supervise, make sure they were doing it all correctly. And I had to deal with people all the time. And even if guys tried to disrespect me, I'd have to put them back into line and say, look, you do not talk to me like that. And etc. Like heaps of situations where just dealing with people was the biggest thing for me. And I've gotten to the point now where I lead a team of 20. We're going strong. And it's been a great experience for me. But I couldn't have done it without having the confidence to just back myself in these situations. The only reason I got put back into a supervisor's position is because I'm confident enough to be there. I believe in myself. I have self-trust. I have confidence when I walk into the room to have a voice, to have an opinion. And what I'm doing now is helping guys build confidence in their life so they can do the things that make life exciting. Like that's a big motto for me, is making life exciting. I believe that as men, like we have a job to become fit, to become self-mastered, right? To conquer whatever's eating us inside and become the best version of ourselves. Confidence literally opened up doors for me. Confidence is the reason why I'm here today talking to you on the camera. I was an anxious boy. I was a shell of myself. I had extreme doubt in myself. I did not believe in myself at all. And now I'm a confident man. I've got big ambition. I'm driven. I'm excited for life and I'm chasing my dreams. And now I get to help other guys do that too. I get to help guys become their most confident self so they can live the life of their dreams, so they can have the courage to go after and do what they want. Because what kind of life is a life that's lived that they didn't live up to their fullest and highest potential? What kind of life is that they didn't know who they truly were? What kind of life is the one where a man lies and a man doesn't keep his word and a man just lives his life hiding from who he truly is, and he gets to the end of the life and he knows he could have done more. He knows that he could have been more, and he knows that he lied. He knows that he lied and faked it the whole way through. To me, that's sad. It's depressing. And to have the self-courage and the self-esteem to be able to go after, make a plan, have a vision, have a dream, to lead my partner, to tell her that we're going to make it, to tell her that we're going to do this and that, and to show her the way, it's the best thing for me. I didn't even mention meeting my beautiful girlfriend. I met her last year, and I met her because I got to a point in my life where I was sick of mucking around. I didn't want to muck around with girls. I knew it wasn't important. To me, finding the girl that you're going to marry and live life with and do life with it's the most important choice. It's the most important decision that you're ever going to make in your whole entire life. To find the girl that's going to have your kids, to find the girl that's going to nurture your children and look after you. One of my favorite sayings is, a man's success is highly determined on the woman he chooses to live life with. I think it goes like that. But having a great woman behind you is so important, and that will determine your success. And it got to a point where I was living on the Gold Coast, and there's lots of girls that you just don't want to be in business with. You don't want to even know, right? And for me, I made a decision, and you know how I talk about decisions, not choices, decisions. A choice can go either way. You might back out of a choice, but a decision, an internal decision to yourself, not to anyone else but you, is you are doing the thing. And the decision I made was that I will only pursue a girl if I can see myself marrying her and doing life with her, basically. She had to have certain qualities that I admired, that I had standards to, I had a criteria that a girl had to meet if she was going to be my girl. And I expect that the girl I was going to meet had a criteria as well. And not long after I made the decision, about a month and a half after I made that decision, life put me in touch with my beautiful girlfriend. I met her on the hill of Burleigh Hill. I was going for a run one afternoon, and I ran up there, and there was this girl there who was my now beautiful girlfriend. And something spoke to me to just spark a conversation with her, but I didn't know how. And I was lucky enough that there was a dog in between us, so I went and pat the dog, and she pat the dog, and we had a conversation. I got her contact, and I took her out for a date the very next weekend. And within a month, she was my girlfriend, because she just was everything I ever wanted. She just was the girl for me. And I like to say that I attracted her. I like to say that I was at a time in my life where I had done the prior work. I had the mental conversations with myself about who I wanted, where I was going, what's important to me. I had the confidence to, and everything I had been through in New Zealand and Bali, and the businesses I started, and the hard times that I've gotten through had gotten me to the point of meeting this beautiful girl that I was ready for. Do you know what I mean? And I've still got a long way to go. But I believe if you live up to your highest standard and you conquer self-mastery, you're going to get to a point where, and if you make the decision that that's your choice to make, that if you want to find a girl, and one woman only, and this woman is perfect for you, that she will come into your life if you're ready for her. But you need to know who she is, and you need to be a certain kind of soldier. You need to be a certain kind of man to lead her in life. Like, my girl would not be with me if I was super anxious and not self-confident, had low self-worth, and didn't look after myself, and wasn't a man of integrity. She would not be with me. But you attract your opposite. You attract like attracts like, and you attract what is like you. So we were at the same time, we were at the same point of our lives where we were right for each other, and we are growing together now, and it's the best thing. But yeah, like, that's a bit about my story. Currently, I love what I do. I'm building a life of my dreams. I'm helping guys build their confidence. I'm helping guys become their best selves and live their dream life and make life exciting for themselves. Confidence will open doors for you, and it is in your power. Anyone can become confident. It's a skill that we can all learn, and it's a skill that we should all learn, because who wouldn't want to be confident? I hope you guys have a lovely day. It's currently Sunday here. I'm going to upload this on Sunday. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video and give my story a little bit. That's where I've come from. I've been through a lot, and I've got a lot more to come. I've got a lot of good stuff to say, and excuse me, I'm struggling with a bit of sickness at the moment. Yeah, I'm just excited for life, and I love helping guys. This has been a great role for me to fall into. And yeah, if you are the kind of guy that is in a position where you feel like life could be more, you feel like you're holding yourself back, you feel like you're leaving some potential on the table, well, I would love to talk and see if you're a good fit to work with me, because this seriously can change your life. Self-mastery is key. Being confident in yourself and what you do and who you are is going to change your life. And you're going to attract the girl of your dreams. You're going to attract the life of your dreams. You're going to have the courage to go after what you want and do what you want in this life. And you're going to get to the end of life and be proud of who you are. And it could be the decision between you and me to have a conversation and start working together. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday, and I hope you are having the best day of your life. Talk soon. Peace.